Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Um, all right, well, before we get started, um, this is a really long video. And so what you can do is go into the settings here on your YouTube screen. I think it's at the top if you're on your phone, and but it's right here. And you can go to playback speed and click it up to like 1.5. That way, you'll get through this in about 2/3 of the time, and I will sound like a normal person. Um, Now there's a lot in here, um, and try to stick through the whole video. I go over. I really get into detail on how I analyze things and what I see, and why it's right and everybody else is wrong. And they keep saying crap that doesn't pan out. And I called this bull run here back on September 8th. And I will play that for you in this video. But besides that, towards the end of this video, um, I show exactly what Bitcoin is going to, well, not what Bitcoin is going to do, but what the total crypto market cap is going to do for the next 3 years. Exactly where the highs are going to be. Um, Pretty much. Now, exactly where the highs are going to be might be a little bit different, but and we'll have to fix that maybe as the years play out. But based on previous price action, it paints a pretty good picture about what to expect over the next 3 years for the total three market. So if you want to skip to that, it's probably about like maybe 3/4 of the way through the video or something. But anyway, I think this video is pretty informative. But as this intro has been I'm just kind of rambling on. It's kind of like the way the whole video plays out. So I highly suggest too that you watch it on your TV so you can, or some sort of a larger screen so that you can pay attention to what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's hard to see because there's like a lot of lines. There can be a lot of lines like this, for example. But all right, so I'll stop there and get on with the rest of the video. Sorry I'm late. I was started to make this video and I realized I'm going to miss both episodes of People Puzzler. And so People Puzzlers is over now, and here I am. I do have to say, although I've seen both episodes before, I still couldn't get all the answers. Anyway, we are looking at Bitcoin, believe it or not, Bitcoin US dollar index on a weekly time frame, somewhere under there. Now, what I've done is that I highlighted these candles and made them yellow so that it's a little easier to see them. Underneath there, they are red and green, but they were hiding. Anyway, so that's that. What I want to draw your attention to here is this green line, fluorescent green line that starts here where my cursor is. And since my cursor is on it, you can see the little blue dots at the points where the green line changes direction. Now, in the other charts, I'm going to show you this green line is purplish color. And it was purplish, but I changed the color for this video because you couldn't really see it there. So this green line has been here for at least 1, 2, almost 3 months. In price action, this green line is where I predicted price action is going to go. And as you can see, these yellow bars are following. Well, before I zoom in, I want to show you this video from September 22nd, 2023. Oops. Oh, you know what? It's going to start playing. No, it didn't. Okay, that's good. And so you can see this. It's the same chart. It's a Bitcoin Magic Channel chart. Bitcoin US dollar on a weekly time frame. Same chart here. Bitcoin US dollar weekly time frame. Bitcoin Magic Channel. You see the blue vertical line here. That marks the halving approximately in April. And these other lines coming down here. You can see where this orange line is coming down here like this and intersects the base of that purple line, which is green here, and this white line here. The only thing I've changed is that I moved this point over to the blue channel, where the blue channel and the orange channel intersect right here. It used to be more over here. See, starts right here at the orange line, and the X is here at the white line. The only difference is I moved the X over a little bit over here. So that was September 22nd. I want to show you another one. I'm going to play this. This is even further back, September 8th. And you can see the X's here. I don't have a line drawn yet. I don't have a bunch of lines drawn. This is the same freaking chart that is as this. But you can see here are the X's. And this is back when we were looking at the Gaussian channel. We were just busting a move through here. Anyway, these X's are in the same location. The only difference is this one is now, I believe, moved over this way a little bit. But here, I hope you can. I'm going to turn the mic and see if hopefully you can hear this as it comes out. Now back to this chart. This white line represents the price at halving, about $48,000. I believe that as we will see a tremendous rally in the coming months and through the end of the year, overshooting this up to about 58,000, possibly higher up to this line. 58, 62,000, something like that. Maybe a little bit sooner than that. Yeah, okay, I got that way out there. Maybe a little bit sooner over here. Yeah, that shouldn't be there. It should be over here more. I don't think so. I think it's fine where it's at. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see a rally overshooting the 48,000 coming into the end of the year. We'll just leave it there. So I was calling for this rally when everybody else didn't know what the hell was going on. Oh, maybe we're going to come down to retest 18 or 22 or whatever. This is back when Bitcoin was not even 26,000 yet. Or we had been, of course, but had come back down to um, to bounce off this line. Anyway, that's a story for another time. Um, so I'm bringing this up for a reason because, and let's zoom in for a second so we can actually, you know what? Let's go on an hourly time frame. And turn our little, there we go. Wait, what happened to my green line? By golly, what happened to it? Did it turn? Maybe. Oh, you know what? I don't think I made it visible on the hourly. That's why. Oh well, it's hiding. Um, crap. My God. Oh, let's go back. You know what? I'm going to stop and restart. All right, we're back. So let me remind you, this was September 8th. I didn't have the purple line drawn yet, but I do have the X's here. And this one was September 22nd. We have our line and our X's in place. And so here I've turned this to a 4-hour chart, and there's our green line, which is the same as the purple line. It's just a different color. September 22nd is back here. So this line, I drew this line when price action was back here. And since then, where have we gone? Mind you, when Bitcoin was just chopping sideways here, all the way, all sideways and down until we bounced. I called this bounce off of this line, this trend line that goes back decades, many decades in Bitcoin's history. And price action has gone right up here, went right up to the line. It kind of swooped out a little bit, but came right up to the line and has been following it. And currently we're right here below it. Now, in all honesty, this X used to be over here a little bit, and so did the line. It more or less followed the center of this line, but I moved it over here because I do believe that we will. Well, who knows? I'm just guessing. Oh, that's right. We have this other line right here. This horizontal line, this horizontal dashed line. And I have got to show you what this is, because this is also, after I already drew this X and I estimated where we were going to go, I just happened, you see that this horizontal line connects to this arrow. And what is that arrow? Let's go back to a weekly time frame. And turn our little that guy on. Whoa, we are way zoomed out. We do not need to be that zoomed out, or even that zoomed out. Here we are. Come on. You know what? I got to do this. There we go. So we are currently right here. There's our white line at 62,000, approximately 60, just under 62. This white line is the target from this ascending triangle that we just broke out of on about, when did we break out of there? The week of October 23rd, and are shooting up to this target. It all comes together. So that even gives me more confidence in saying we are going to hit. You know, I still want to say between 58 and 62, um, but more likely than not close to 62, and then pull back into the halving at 48,000. And one of the reasons I'm making this video is because I'm sick and tired of hearing people say 48,000 over and over and over and over again. And they'd say Bitcoin will go up to 48,000. Bitcoin will go up to 48,000, but it's going to go past 48,000. It does it every cycle. 48,000 is the price it's going to be at halving. These people just repeat this crap over and over and over again. Now, let's go to maybe this one because I also hear a lot about Fibonacci's, and 48,000 is the 618 or the whatever number it is. So I pulled fib things on all Bitcoin's previous all-time highs. So here we are back in 2011. From the high to the low, I pulled this, and let's just see. And this blue vertical line right here is Bitcoin halving on the week of 26th of November, 2012. And let's zoom in. What was Bitcoin's price at halving? It was between 1190 and 1266 is the range on that week of the halving. Is it anywhere near any fib things? What's this one? This is like 382 here. It's kind of close to that. No, it's not. It's nowhere near it. And here's the 5.5 and the 618. They're all way up there. They don't have anything to do with the price at halving or with this high that we reached before the halving. Note, we came up past the point at halving and fell back down into it. Even though, I mean, even arguably we fell down, then came back up, then fell down again, then came back up. But both times here were beyond the point that we were at halving. Now, I have the point that we're at. What I use to base what we're going to be at halving is this high right here. Now, if I zoom out, and actually it's on a weekly, so you can't really tell. After the all-time high and we come down, it's the first next major, whatever you call this thing, where you go back up in price. And these are weekly candles, but if they were daily candles, it would be like a little dip here, then back up. I guess a retracement? Is a retracement up or is that down? I don't know. Or can it be either? But anyway, that is the price at halving. About pretty approximate, pretty closely. I mean, this candle wicked right down to that level, but doesn't have anything to do with any fibs. Now, also arguably, this next run, bull run, doesn't really have anything to do with any fibs here. None of the candles have anything to do with any fibs on this first bull run. Later on, that's not the case. But, fibs are self-fulfilling prophecy, really. When you draw one of these things from the high to the low, people go, the market's just going, oh, we got to go up to this line. I guess it's the same thing with my parallel channels, but oddly enough, I don't know. I don't see any other analysts drawing the parallel channels that I draw, but anyway, so next halving is right here. I mean, next bull run is right here. I drew a fib from let me get this out of the way. This is my way. From the high here to the low there. What was Bitcoin's price at halving? This blue line is the halving. Bitcoin's price ranged from 680 to 612 the week of the halving. And where are the fib lines? Here's the whatever, the 382, is it? Yeah, 382, the 5. Nowhere near. Bitcoin is between those two at the week of the halving. It's much closer to this white line that I drew, which is this high. After now, Bitcoin did come down here, come back up, and then come down and come back up. But anyway, from that high over to here is it actually wicked right up to it that week. Now these other purple lines, we'll get into that on another video. But that's where the parabolic run pretty much starts. It can be argued here that it didn't quite start there. Maybe it started here. But if you look at really the price action along this channel, and then here is really where it broke up out of that channel, even though we had a correction and then a little. So can be argued that yes, it did start right here. Now, this is where the fibs come into play, because on this run here, you can see that price action does kind of match here, where we came up, candle bodies came up here. Oh, that's kind of sloppy right there. But right here, this correction right here comes right in line with that blue one. What's the blue one? 618. Wait. Oh, wait, they're all 618s. Okay, yeah, because this is going up. So that's a 1.618, and then the 2.618 here. You can see where Bitcoin did play with these fib lines here, even the 4236 here. But that's as far as that goes. So anyway, okay, next time around, next one, 2018, all-time high. There's the top that I drew, and the bottom right here. Let's look at the price at halving. Now this is crazy because the week of the halving and the weeks about the halving, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row, Bitcoin had like a 20 to 20% range that it traveled in that whole month. So here's my white line right here. And Bitcoin, the week of the halving, wicked right up to it. Again, it's wicking right up to that line during the week of the halving. And I guess you can argue that, yeah, it is at this orange line. What is that? The 382. Okay, we hit one. Finally, we hit one. Now, where did Bitcoin come up? But you notice here again, Bitcoin was well above the price at the halving and fell down into a lower price at the halving. We got two different highs here. Can you say this is hitting anything? No, not really. It kind of hits both these lines that week, and this one doesn't even hit any of them. It's right in the middle of these two lines. But I think I measured this. This is about Oh, it's about 30%. Well, if you go all the way down to like the middle of the candle over here at the halving, that's about 35%. Um, oops, let's get rid of it. Now, if you go from this candle right here, which is, wait, why aren't I measuring anything? Go from that candle there to the middle. It's about 13%. So somewhere between Bitcoin pulled back into the halving, somewhere between uh, 35 and 15%. Okay, yeah. Now I'm realizing what the problem here is. This was COVID too. This kind of really jacked things up right before the halving. Um, Now, what I noticed earlier is that if you take out this COVID section here, and I've talked about this, and others have talked about it as well. Bitcoin price action really you can connect this to this over here and just forget about this part. Um, Now, if you do that, let's see what that is. If you measure from here, the top of this down to there, that's 21%. That is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm thinking we're going to have about a 22%. Yeah, 25% correction from 62 down to 48. Does that sound right? Let's do the math later. Um, so, had this not happened, I postulate that Bitcoin would have continued up to this point and then pulled down into the halving at this point right here. But that didn't happen. And so we can only just dream about those things. Now let's look at the fib numbers on the way up here. It doesn't really. You can say that this weekly candle wicked up to it, but you can't really tie these numbers here in with anything. Maybe here we kind of saw some resistance at this level. Yeah, here you can say we had some resistance here, but that was the previous all time high. And what did we get here? Yep, we did retrace back down to this level over here and here as well. And this was arguably the first peak, the high of the first peak. And this arguably should have been the high of the second peak, the 4236. But we didn't quite get there. That would have been about $74,000. So that's very, very interesting. So now here we are. We got our fib pulled from our all-time high to the bottom over here. And what have we got here? Let's zoom in and see if we can see through all this crap. My white line just happens to be at the 618. So that's why everybody's calling for this 48,000. And but it's really my white line. It's this previous peak right here. They just happen to be the same. Now, I believe that we will come up past that to about 62,000, which doesn't interact with any fibs. However, what's really, really interesting is that the 782, 786, I'm sorry, 786 happens to be at almost 58,000, 57 and a half, which is highly possible. That might be where we pull back into the halving. And that just happens to coincide with this weekly candle body, or these two weekly candle bodies, kind of. But I'm thinking 62. And why was I thinking 62? 62 is right here, is about right here. It also has lots of, about 61 and a half is right here where all these candles meet, and also where this candle comes up to. I think that's the real reason I picked that number, because it was about as high as we could go without coming up here, without creating a new all-time high. Now, while we're here, this pink line here is going to be the price at when the parabolic run starts, about here in late June, July. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, the reason I am really bringing all this up, let me see how much time I have left. I've been rambling on for a while. Well, it's about time that I get to the point of this whole video. We're now looking at the total crypto market cap. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the shit coins and what have you. And we're focused on this orange parallel channel with this aqua colored center line. I'm hesitating because I'm just realizing it should be orange, right? At one point I was making them all, the center lines and the tops and bottoms of these channels, different colors. And it occurred to me they should all be the same color, especially when I have billions of channels flying everywhere. Anyway, notice the price action within this orange parallel channel. You can clearly see price traveling along the center line here. We are getting hung up currently. That's why we're stalled out here at 1.6 trillion. We are getting stalled out here at the top. And you can see where we bounced along the bottom here. We fell out of a bit here. When is this? August? Yeah. And but prior to that, you can see the interaction where we came down right to it here, right to the center line, and right to the bottom there. Traveled right along top of it, bounced off it there, came right here, bounced. I'm just really trying to show. Now see here, we came down to the center line of a different channel going this direction. So all these things have significance because we interact with them. This blue line, by the way, light blue line, is the 200 weekly moving average. But anyway, you can see how we came right along the center line there. When was this? This is 2023 right here, the beginning of our bull market. We wick right about down to it here. Actually, we wick down to this red channel here, but you can even see on the FTX collapse how we kind of got hung up around this area a little bit, which is very interesting. Now, let me put this on this guy right here. And we're even going to go way, way back in time. Now, we have no interaction with the orange channel here, all the way back to 2021. Here, during COVID, we did interact with it. And I'm zooming in. Mind you, we are on a daily basis. But look at how we interacted with this channel back then. Clearly acted as resistance here and support for this whole period right here. It wasn't until we held it as support that we finally started resuming our whatever came out of the depths of the coronavirus. Now let's go way back in time some more. Back to now 2018. You can see we came right down about to it here. Not quite. I'll give you that. Now what we did here, we just went right through it here. I can't even try to make anything up about having any sort of interaction with it there. Right? I mean, you can say kind of it acted as resistance and support here. And yeah, you can say that here. Oh yeah, because look, we came right back down to it. So yeah, going back in time. Come on. I know we got more interaction with it, don't we? Or is that it? Oh, here we are. Wow. So all the way back where the dinosaurs were. It goes all the way back to the dinosaurs, where you can clearly see. Look at that. We worked right down to the bottom of the channel, came along here, played with the center line here. Center line acted as resistance here, came back down, tested it for support, and fell through. Came back up, it acted as resistance right there. We tried it for the top of the channel for support here, couldn't hold it and fell through. Same thing here. Came, pushed through it. Once it held as support, we were off and running. And back here, fell down to it, tested as support a couple times, fell through it, wicked right up to it, tried to get out, couldn't do it, came to the bottom, crashed through it a little bit, but didn't go much further down, and it acted as resistance. We found support, came back down, tested it as a support a couple times. So you can clearly see that even way back a whole 2014. How many years ago was that? Almost a decade ago. This orange channel that we are currently trading in, we still was very significant even back then. So the point of that was, I don't know. The point of that was that these channels have significance. Now I've drawn a gazillion channels, and let's go to a weekly time frame. And amazingly, the channels haven't gone all askew. But you can see that we interact within these channels going up this way. See, look at how we came down to it. Price action follows these slopes here very clearly. When you get your channels right, price action follows these slopes. And of course, they act as stepping stones, as different layers that we travel through and jump in between. Now, we have another parallel channel, this red one with the purple. Oh, you know what? I cloned this and pulled it over earlier because I hadn't had this one wasn't here earlier today. I only had this one right here. And it's really, really funny. And I drew this. You can see I drew this at connecting to the top here and connecting to this candle. And does it connect to that candle? No, it doesn't quite connect to this candle, but the center line, a lot of times, if you can find some points that match on the top or the bottom, it's really a lot of times it's the center line is that it has a significant action. And just at various points, we hit the tops and bottoms. But you can see here, boom, 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 there, just about there. You can see the price action along the center line there, along the center line there, along the center line there, and over here as well. And then even here, you can see we wick down to it right there. Right there. Right through those candles, right there, right there. And then the bottom hits here, here, here. And the top really only hits here. I don't think it hits anywhere. Oh, well, this is what's interesting is that once we broke through here, the top of this channel, and where we broke through was like around where a lot of these other lines are. Well, oh, you know what? What else where we broke through is 200 weekly moving average. Where the 200 weekly moving average crossed the top of our channel, that's where we decided to break through. So you can time a lot of these events where various things come together, various lines come together. So what was really, really interesting earlier today, I said, you know what? I wonder if the slope of this channel matches the slope of this price action, this bear market over here. So I cloned this, copied it, and pulled it. Okay, come on. Pulled it over here, and I just kind of roughly placed it here. I haven't even looked closely at it. But yeah, I'd say it matches pretty well with the top here. The top here came out of it a little bit here, but look at the center line. Boom, boom, boom. And boom there. And right along the bottom here. There's no denying this. Okay, so you really got to pay attention to these things because what Bitcoin did here was exactly the same thing it did here. I mean, it's not the exact same, not at all. If you look at the price action, it's totally different, but it interacted within the same exact channel. And you can use those as guidelines. Now, what I can do here too is make a channel around here and it will, well, let's just do it right now because I've already drawn this line. This is what Bitcoin is going to do. That's why I took so much time to go over the lines that I drew before and the reason why and the fibs and the previous retracement levels and all that other crap. This is I've mapped out what Bitcoin is going to do through to December of 2026. So 2027 for the next 3 years. This is what Bitcoin is going to do. Now let's just let's draw another parallel channel from like say you know what, I got to move this a little bit. You know what? I'd say we'd want to mimic this price action here. something like that. See where the price action that I followed right there? And when I did that, it included price action along the center line here. Now this is just really, really rough. And then you can see it's the same as this price action here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you can see that's a pretty good guide to follow. Now, I swear to God, I haven't even done this yet. And we'll see if it works out or not. You know what? We can, I don't know why I have this here. You can see where we're at. We're about 1.59. What's Bitcoin doing? 43,762. ETH, where did ETH go? 23. Oh, that's 2340. It's all been hanging out all week in about the same area. What am I doing here? I'm cloning this parallel channel, and I'm going to pull it over here. And I'm going to put it right there. Right along. Let's see how did I have it before? Let me see. Oh, right here I had it on the outside of that run right there. Let's put it on the outside of our current run right here, just like that. And let's look and see what happens. Look at that. So this followed it right up there, just like before. We hit a high. We did hit a high along the center line, came back down and hit a high along here. So pretty much kind of going to do the same thing here. I don't know. I just totally guessed here. I didn't totally guess. But we'll see what happens. What's interesting is that here in 2026, February of 2026, we come back down to the top of this orange parallel channel I was talking about before. So here we're going to interact with it once again, and then come up and then through it. And this will be our low next year of, well, this is just about 3.25 trillion because we're looking at the total crypto market cap. But so for Bitcoin, if that's 3.25 trillion and we're at 1.6 now, so that'll be roughly twice what we're at now. So Bitcoin will roughly be about twice where it's at now, at about $90,000, I think. For Bitcoin, it'll be the next low. So this is what it looks like zoomed out. This is what you'll see the next 3 years. And I'm going to give away my secret. Give away the secret. Right here, we hit the top of this row of parallel channels. Here, we hit the next channel down. Now, one would say here, well, we'll just hit the next channel down, right? No, 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 no. I think it's got to be some sort of exponential thing. Otherwise, it would just go too high, right? We could hit the second one down. Hell, we could come all the way up to the top here. And that's what a lot of people are thinking, is that because, well, I've heard, not a lot of people, but I've heard it being discussed that the reason this was so It didn't seem right. This bull run didn't seem right. I've heard people say who have lived through multiple bull runs, and they believe that it was because of FTX and all the other crap that was going on with all the bad actors in the space. I don't know. So could we come all the way up here? Maybe. I think we're going to go down here. So top, next line down, two more lines down. And then the next one would possibly be one, two, three, four lines down out in. So that would be 28, 29. That makes sense. So here we hit 10 trillion, 28 and 29, possibly hit 20 trillion. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? I don't know. Who knows? That's a long time from now. I just, I'll be freaking amazed if this is right. Okay, so come back here, save this, and come back here a couple years from now and see where we're at. But I'll probably remind y'all as time plays out. Um, all right, so this has gone on long enough, and like, subscribe, and we will, yeah, like this video and share it with people because look over here. Let's look. Let's go to me. Go to me. I have 18 subscribers, 182 videos. That's a lot of videos. And click on this link right here, Alto IRA. You can open up a Roth IRA account with Alto IRA, not that other one that you hear advertised everywhere. These guys don't give me any money to promote them. I had a crappy experience with that other company, and found these guys real easily on a Google search, and everything has been really easy with them. Um, they use Coinbase for trading and custody, and I'm looking forward to adding some more money to this account in just less than in about a month. Because see what I'm going to do when we hit 62, possibly at the end of January or somewhere about then, I'm going to sell some Bitcoin I have in my Coinbase account, my regular Coinbase account that I've been DCAing over the past year. I'm going to sell that, transfer it over into my Roth IRA, and then buy my Bitcoin when it comes back down to 48. Now, when we hit this is another thing. When we hit 62 or 57 or whatever it is, we hit that. A lot of people are going to be calling a triple top. I've already heard them starting to talk about it. They're going to call, oh, Bitcoin's doing a triple top, and this is 60 something's going to be the as high as Bitcoin's ever going to go, and it's going to dump down, and it's going to dump down, and it's going to fill that gap at 39.6 or whatever it was. No, that gap is not getting filled, and I've gone over this time and time again. We have gaps. Are they over here? Let's see if this is where they're at. You know where they're at? I think they are not there. Are they here? Where are those damn gaps? Oh, wait, it would be on, I'm sorry, it would be on futures. Are they here? Maybe they are here. Oh, we're on a weekly. Maybe they're on a daily. What the hell chart did I put them on? Okay. Oh, that's the. Okay, that's. Let's see if we go to a daily. Maybe they're there. Hmm. Are they on this one, maybe? There they are. Okay, and they're on the weekly. So this is the gap we just made at 39.6 to 40,400. But as you can see, Bitcoin has many gaps. We have this one that's never going to get filled. We have this one we just made that's never going to get filled. I guarantee you that. We had this one that never got filled until way over here, a year and a half later, or a year later, whatever that is. Same here. This one is definitely a year and a half. Didn't get filled till way over here. This one here didn't get filled till way over here. These two didn't get filled for, okay, this is December of 2020. They did not get filled till way over here in almost a year and a half, 2 years later. This one didn't get filled until, almost 2 years later. At least a year. Is that right? So this is 2020, 21, 20, a year and a half. Now, this one, this $20 one and this $250 one are at 9,500 and 11,000. Those, oops, it because I'm on auto, it dumped down. But you can see those have not been filled and never will be filled. Never will be filled. Now, when we get to 62 here, we get up here to 62, everybody's going to be saying, oh my God, it's a triple top. This is not a triple top when it's like these two tops close together, then another top like years later. Whatever, people. But that's what they're going to say. And, oh, we're dumping back down. We're dumping back down. We're going to fill this. We are not going to hit 40,000. We're going to go up to 62. We're going to come back down to 48. And you had better buy back in at 48 because what they're counting on is you waiting and waiting and waiting for it to dump to 40. And it doesn't do that. And by the way, this is not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what's going to happen. It does not dump down to 40 and everybody's waiting and waiting and waiting. Then all of a sudden, boom, and you just missed it. So, and then you are going to FOMO in and continue the whatever. Terrible with words, but whatever it is, you're going to continue it. The momentum is the word I'm looking for. All right, so I think I've spoken enough, and remember, you can always go to your YouTube channel or let's go like to an actual video like this one right here. And there's this little wheel. Sometimes it's down here at the bottom, depending on what kind of style you have it on. I think if you go like this, then the wheel is still here at the bottom. And then they have playback speed, and you can put the playback speed for me like 1.5, and then I sound like a normal person. And then the video is like only 2/3 as long. But I'm going to switch this back to normal because I don't listen to me. I listen to other people. And they talk normally. Okay, so see you next time. Thank you.